Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to GSA's Battle for Bikini Bottom No SBA Winter Invitational for today's Group B match between culinwino 3000 and ZimSR. Colin comes into this match fresh off an epic comeback win over Ringo Tongo in yesterday's race, and he'll be going up against Zim, who comes to the tournament having recently PB'd with a 1:1:38 time. These are two players who have gotten very good in a very short amount of time and are on the doorstep of achieving the vaunted sub-hour time of this category. I'm joined today by my co-commentator, Jack Lacka. Jack, how are you feeling about this race?
I'm feeling pretty good. I think it's going to be a good match. Two very good players at a really similar skill level, so I think it's going to be good.
Absolutely. Really hoping for the more fireworks today, as we have seen a lot throughout the first three races.
Yeah.
So what?
Menuing from Colin.
So what do you think could be the important turning points in today's race?
I feel like early game's going to be a big factor in it, but I feel like it's mainly just going to be consistency with cruise boost and late game and just getting those tricks like BRC, like kids. Yeah, just a lot of those late game segments just going to be turning points in the run.
Getting ready to start here. And we are off. Good luck to both of these runners. One thing to note is that I do believe both Cullen and Zim do early towers glide, so we'll see how that plays out in their route.
Yeah.
Both of them having a pretty solid pineapple to start off.
Yeah. This is not one of the turning points in the run.
Definitely. So first things first, one thing to watch for is to see how both of these players will handle hammer skip. Cullen did go for it in his race yesterday and got the death warp. Both of these players do hammer skip and Pat's hammer in their runs. We'll see how Zim handles it compared to Cullen.
Yeah, Zim stood on the rock a bit there, so he wasn't actually like in the out of bounds area technically, so he lost like about probably 2 seconds to Han's disable there, but that's negligible time loss.
Yeah, it's early enough in the game where it doesn't really matter until later.
Yeah.
I do expect this race to be very close though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Kieran gets a spatula. Alright, Zim's going for the spin strat. That loses like a second, just because you're in the air for longer. However, it is safer and it's way easier to get. It's good for a race, like just because you could miss that if you fall too far.
Zim behind by a few seconds already. I do know that he has had some load time issues with his Xbox, so we'll see if that comes into play at all during this race. Cullen going for the checkpoint again to be safe. Zim opting not to go for the checkpoint, however. Looks like both of them are going to do hammer.
Ooh, Kieran's not getting the best manipulations right now. Neither is Zim.
Oh, that's gonna put him back at the checkpoint.
Okay, that's a good move. I actually didn't realize that people did that, like go for the checkpoint there.
Zim did not get the death warp. Ooh. And this is where going for the checkpoint certainly helps out. Zim having to go all the way back to the button now.
Yeah, it's a bit of a rocky start, but you know, it's early in the game. There's still a lot of levels in the run, so Zim can make a comeback even with this time deficit.
Cullen will have its 246 exit out of JF Part 1. Zim's still struggling with hammer skip here. Yeah, kind of shaky from Zim so far. Should have gotten the death warp this time.
Yeah, that looks like it should have made it. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you have to be really close to the box when you get the jump there to get the checkpoint, but you know, it's a one frame to get up there, so, and the checkpoint's kind of in a weird spot, so
Cullen opting to stay safe and go for the dilemma boost, which seems smart with the lead he's had right now.
Yeah, that's a good move.
Oh, he fell.
Ooh. Yeah,
that will give him a few seconds for sure. Go on, Jack.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say if you spin too late there, then it's you can just completely miss the ledge grab.
Oh, that's 2 in a row. Zim could be catching up now.
Yeah, if Zim goes for Pat's hammer. Oh, okay, he's going for hammer skip. Or no, dilemma skip, my bad.
It's all good. So Zim won't be too far behind now.
Alright, there we go. Okay, yeah, Zim gets it first try, so this is actually pretty close.
Not the cleanest of jellyfish field segments from both runners, but still early.
Yeah. Looks to be about a 3-second time. Like 3 seconds in between the runners. Which I would say is a pretty close race. Yeah, they both go for the for climbing the Squid's house, which means that they're going to go into Squid's house after downtown. That saves about a second and a half over doing it before going into downtown.
Cullen getting the texting cutscene skip here pretty cleanly. Zim going for it as well, also getting it.
Nice camera movement from Kieran.
Down.
See if Cullen gets good Tiki's RNG.
Oh yeah, and just to avoid confusion, if I say Kieran, I mean Colin. I sometimes call him that.
Yeah, I did slip up a few times to do that yesterday myself, so
Yeah.
good that we cleared that up.
Yeah. Just so the people know. Yeah.
Neither
Look like
runner getting lucky sync.
Yeah, although this still looks like pretty standard Tiki's Go Boom gameplay. Zim's still a little bit behind.
Zim will be behind by, I'd say, 8 seconds here.
Yeah, around 8 seconds, based on when they warped. 7 or 8. I didn't get a good view of when of what time Kieran warped.
And as usual, with Sea Needle coming out, that'll be an interesting point to see who loses time to missing the cycle, if they miss the cycle. That is very important.
And a Sea Needle is really easy to mess up. Yeah, I forget who said this, but they brought up a good point. Like, the second window in Sea Needle is, like, such an important part of it, because if you miss that at all, or if you miss, like, a Tiki at all there, then it's so difficult to get on cycle for the third window.
Yeah, there are 2 things that could really mess you up in Sea Needle. The second window and the chuck standing above the moving platforms.
Yeah, that's in between the second and third, and it's so easy to lose runs to that just because they're... Just because it's...
Yeah, hate
really,
to see it happen.
You hate to see it, as Jackson would say. Gotta shout out to my board, to my board.
Colin about to enter Sea Needle at around 7 minutes.
They both get the sock there. If you have bad like jump spacing, you can like just miss that platform.
It's easier to miss that than most people think.
Yeah. Wait, what shoes?
Hold up. Bit of a technical error. Cullen so far doing well on Needle.
Ooh, that was interesting.
Zim about to head to his second window. One thing that can also throw you off in Needle is the placement of those fish in front of the windows. Oh, Zim missing one of the tikis. That'll cost him a few seconds for sure.
Yeah, he missed the, there's a glitch where if you fall under the, or if you, like, brush up against the bottom of the tikis, then it gives you an infinite, dive. Wait, cheese.
Hold up, I got it.
Alright.
Cullen with a pretty clean, Sea Needle here. Welcome you. Anyway, Zim finally finishing the third cycle.
Somehow I don't think he needs a hand.
Yeah, so
Zim going to exit about 20-ish seconds behind Cullen here. Cullen definitely had a much cleaner Sea Needle.
yeah.
There's another one.
All in all, though, downtown Bikini Bottom is more or less a pretty straightforward segment to explain.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone who runs this game plays it the same way, more or less.
Yeah, some people have different like timings for when they go into the Sea Needle windows, but apart from that, it's kind of the same all across the board.
Really isn't much of a gap between players when it comes to this level, unless they do needleless,
Yeah.
which is definitely trickier.
Falling right outside of that like area to get the character swap for Kieran. That was some good gameplay.
Hopefully Cullen should make it to the moving platform cycle here.
Yeah. Yeah, you should have it. My rule of thumb is that if I've landed and the platform is still moving up, then I'm on pace for the cycle.
Zim just now switching to Sandy.
Yeah.
We'll see how both players deal with the Tartar spawn here. Looks like Cullen had a pretty good one.
There's another one.
Yeah, the robots like barely moved it. Voice cracks, let's go. Okay, Kieran gets the ledge grab. That's not too detrimental, but it means that he missed the fast cycle. All in all, that probably loses like 3 seconds at most.
2 to 3. You can still get the moving platform, but sometimes you could be too late and that'll lose you more time.
There's another
Yeah.
one.
Cullen with the close call on that chuck.
Oh, okay. Zim started falling off the other side, so he had to like recover it by doing like a jump lasso.
Pretty good recovery strats though.
Yeah, that was good. Kieran gets the fast button. It's weird, if you miss the fast button there, then you just like kind of glide to the front of the button. Has that ever happened to you? Because that always happens to me when I miss it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely happened to me before.
Yeah.
I'm sure anyone who's dealt with this game has had that at some point. Oh, Cullen kind of autopiloting on Lighthouse, thinking the final cycle was already there.
Yeah.
He'll be fine though. Didn't
Yeah.
have to deal with any robot spawns.
Yeah, as long as he got that Thunder Tiki, he's fine. There is a backup strat that you can do to get the Thunder Tiki there if the Stone Tikis have already fallen. You have to like brush up against it and then jump, spin, like jump and then immediately spin into it. It's really dumb, and I only go for it if I actually lost like so much time on Lighthouse. But didn't have to go for it that time.
Cullen overall with a pretty solid downtown.
Yeah.
Zim having to recover from the shaky Sea Needle.
Yeah, this is looking to be about like a 12:45 exit. 12:44. So now both of the runners are gonna go into Squid's house because they didn't do it before downtown. So yeah, jump 10 times.
One difference between this race and the race earlier is that both of these players will be going for the early tower glide, so not much of a routing difference here, as I said earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, because in the race with me and JB, I don't go for early towers glide, but he did. So there was a bit of a route difference in like SpongeBob's Dream and Goo Lagoon 2. But that is not the case here.
Cullen not getting the ledge grab. We'll see if
All right, yeah, Kieran's not going for the cutscene skip, and that's perfectly fine.
see if Zim decides to go for it or not. He is. This should be interesting.
Yeah, he made it.
Pretty clean. Cullen trying to get the one frame tower slot. That can always throw you off. Could give Zim a bit of room now.
Yeah, he's got it though. So that's an interesting setup, like bash so that you're already facing forward. Alright.
This could be first try.
Yeah, that looks good. Actually, is that too? That looks too far to the right. Never mind.
That's good
It is-
enough.
Yeah. See, I don't really do early towers glide, so I don't really know what a good one or
Cullen
a
missed
bad
the
one
slide
looks like.
bash in his first race. Will he miss it this time? It appears not.
Nah, he's got it. All right, yeah, Zim is going for early towers glide. That looks like a good one too. Yeah, that should work. All right, yeah. Pretty good Goo Lagoon segments. Yeah, Kieran was just having like a little bit of trouble with the one frames, but that's really it. Alright, nice.
Good to see that neither of these players got the high glide, by the way.
Oh yeah, that would be terrible. I've lost many good paces to that. That's
As we
basically... Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
go on.
Sorry.
Go
I
on.
was just gonna say the high glide is when you ground pound way too early and just get stuck in the light preserver.
As we saw in yesterday's race, it did put Cullen in a bit of a hole as he had to reload the level, but he was still able to pull it out in the end.
Yeah.
All in all, solid Goo Lagoon segments from both runners so far.
See how Kieran does on tower climb. Oh, he goes for the like going
Going up
up
all the way.
Yeah. If he goes a little bit more to the right.
Yeah, it is definitely easier to miss this than a lot of people think. He did get a fourth try though.
Yeah, fourth try is not that bad. Although this might be an area where Zim can make up some time, potentially.
If he gets the first try, he could be pulling ahead. Oh,
Second try? That probably saved him about like 4 seconds, because I'm pretty sure it's 2 seconds lost every time you miss it. You know, I never thought about this, but like you could potentially like start warping to slip slide under the pier before you get that 15 spatula. That'd be terrible.
good thing neither of these players did that. Always,
Yeah.
always good to make sure you don't do that, especially in races like these.
Yeah, no, I almost did that like when I just wasn't paying attention on one of my 58 attempts, and I was just like, oh god, that was a close one.
One thing I'm personally watching for is to see if they'll go on the left side of the castle or the right side for the sock.
Yeah. Not really much of a time difference in the two, but like the angle you gotta get is obviously different. Let's see.
Oh, can we get the free 16 hay in chat?
Oh yeah. When Zim gets the free 16 hay, let's go. Always see more money.
Cullen going for the right side.
Alright. Playing it safe, just making sure you don't fall there. Because falling there, you have to like do a death warp in that puddle that's right next to the.
Zim also going for right side. Interesting.
Also didn't
Ooh,
get
getting-
the sock, so he must get
Getting
that.
the ledge grab. Yeah,
he must get that later.
He'll probably be getting that sock in Goo Lagoon too in late game.
Yeah.
It appears that Cullen would be around 20 seconds ahead at this point, entering Poseidon.
Yeah. Actually, let's see, because I'm pretty sure Kieran entered at 1820, so let's see. Like
17
16.
seconds.
Yeah, like 16 or 17 ahead. So this is a pretty close early game.
Perhaps both players are still trying to shake off the nerves, especially after what happened in Jellyfish 1.
Yeah. Bit of a rocky start, but Goo Lagoon and Downtown were pretty solid for both of them.
Now the robot's taking a beating out there.
Cullen just about a phase and a half ahead on Robo Sandy.
Yeah. I kind of want to see the differences that they do in like phase 2 manipulations. Because there's a lot of variation in the community for like what panel or like what side of the Poseidon that they bring Robo Sandy to. Yeah, it seems like they're both going to the left side. I go to the right side.
It's always interesting as a runner of this game to see how other people do it and try to take notes to better yourself. One of the things I always liked about Speedrun, just the general thought. Pretty straightforward and solid Robo Sandys for both players so far.
Yeah, as long as you just make sure your ground pounds are timed like correctly, Poseidon is a pretty consistent split. Unless you get bad manipulations, then you have to do a bit of recovery. But that, I mean, even though that loses some time, it's not too much usually.
Cullen now moving on to phase 3. Yeah, one thing I've noticed is how Cullen's camera movement is always going for the overhead view, and I think that does give him a better view of where he is on the map in relation to where he thinks he needs to stand.
Yeah.
This is looking to be a perhaps 21.5x exit for Cullen out of this item.
Yeah, this is probably going to be like a 22...
Maybe a low 22.
I'm thinking like for Zim probably like a high 21 or like a low 22. I'm trying to think 16% Jack Blanca here.
My guy.
Oh yeah.
Nice move by SpongeBob. This match is just about over.
Cullen with a 21.45 Poseidon exit. Not bad, not bad. Zim looking to get a low 22.
Yeah, this is gonna be like a 22.04, I'd say.
22.03.
Nice. Alright, yeah, so this is pretty close. Like,
Still a lot that can happen, especially with Dream coming up soon.
yeah, Dream is one of the turning points in the run, I would say.
20 seconds is definitely negligible this early on, for sure.
See if either of them get the coveted perfect Dream. Well, actually, they don't have to go for forbidden skip, so that's one of the tricks taken out of the equation.
Oil skip could potentially decide who stays ahead and who goes ahead here.
Yeah. Because if Kieran misses oil skip and then Zim gets a first try, that should cancel out the time loss.
By the way, for those in chat wondering, I am pretty certain that both of these players go for right side, so shoutouts to right side gang.
Yeah, right side all the way. I used to go for left side, but you know, that's just me.
It's all a matter of preference.
Yeah.
Pairs of underwear coming through.
Yeah, let's see if Kieran gets the spatula. Nice.
So
Yeah, it's
far,
like-
a solid solid bikini bottom 2 segment for both players.
Yeah. Yeah, that bubble bash can be kind of inconsistent depending on like what angle you go at it with. But usually I just like kind of claw the face buttons and just like start mashing Y, like just and hope to get the bubble bash.
I'm surprised Cullen was able to avoid that chuck.
I didn't see.
All in all, pretty good bikini bottom 2 from Cullen. Let's see how good Zim's Krusty Krab RNG is.
Alright, playing it safe with the chuck. Good move. Ooh. Yeah, best way to avoid that chuck is just to kind of like move outwards.
I feel like I should be working.
Ooh, that was actually some pretty good fodder RNG, or like fodder luck. Those guys can just be like so spread out in the Krusty Krab. But that was a pretty good pattern.
Cullen opting to go for slide skip first.
All right, he gets it. So let's see if Zim goes for oil or slide first. Alright, Kieran's about to go for oil skip.
Zim also going for slide skip to begin his dream segment.
I thought he was kind of like shifting to the right. I thought he was gonna go for Sandy's dream first. Also, Zim just got like skipped the spike there.
Right side from Cullen.
And that looks good. That was a really good oil skip. Oh my god, he just got past stream. Let's go.
Oh, Zim going for the middle.
Ooh,
Looks like he got it too.
nice. That was actually pretty close. I didn't know if he had enough distance for that spin to actually make it onto the platform. Got it. So still solid run. Alright, Kieran's about to go for Sandy's dream.
Should be good as long as he gets the trigger here. Gonna jump a few times.
Yeah, that looks like
think
it should
he
have.
got that.
Yeah, that looks like it should have made it. It was on the right side of the purple circle. Speaking of purple, shoutouts to the one jump purple trademark.
Uh-huh.
I don't get how like he can get that so consistently. Alright, yeah, Kieran got it. Let's see how Zim plays Sandy's dream.
Cullen having a little trouble meduing there, but it's all good.
Yeah. Yeah, that looked like it should have worked for Zim. They're playing pretty close to each other. Like Zim is not falling behind by too much. Yeah, he got it.
The trigger is... So Zim will be, I'd say, 25 seconds behind right now. Still
Yeah.
can make it up.
Let's see, 26:56. That's when Kieran talked to Murray Man. Missing Fountain Sock. That's not too bad. They're almost like identical for shinies right now. Like they're only 6 apart. Alright.
As we saw in the earlier race today, slide skip could trip up one of these players.
37:24. Let's see. So
See if Cullen opts to go for the tech spot with Mermaid Man here to stay safe.
yeah. Okay, Kieran's going for. Okay, you got a computer room sock.
First try, pretty good.
Yeah. So right now Kieran is about 28 seconds ahead of Zim. But if Zim doesn't go for computer room sock, then I'm not really sure.
Definitely make up a little bit of time.
Yeah, because that's a pretty slow sock. It takes about 3 seconds, I'm pretty sure. But it's a good thing that Kieran didn't miss it, because that would lose quite a bit more time. All right, yeah. So that probably brings it down to 25 seconds, depending on what stock he goes for. All right,
Zim
Sims.
skipping the text box.
Yeah, that's a.
I couldn't tell if Cullen hit the button there. Interesting camera movement from Cullen, to say the least.
Yeah, going pretty close to the third button, but you know, gotta make sure you get it.
Got it.
Yeah. A little bit of a momentum boost off of that platform for Zim. Getting those frames back.
A lot could happen for sure. This is still very close early on. I believe Cullen throws the melons here instead of going for slamming. Yep. Pretty clean melons from Cullen. Now Zim's turn coming up.
Kieran's about to go for, or no, Colin's about to go for slide skip. Looks like he's gonna make it. Yeah.
Got it. Fairly solid murmur from both runners so far. Zim about to do slide skip now.
Yeah, let's see how security tunnel goes for Colin as well. Let's see. Yeah, oh yeah, Zim's got that. Alright, looks like Kieran will be a little bit off cycle unless he goes for it right now. Oh, he's going for it.
And he got it.
Nice. That was a really good recovery. A little bit of a boost there. I don't know if that saved any time, but he got the button. And that was a pretty good security tunnel. I just got a notification. Ring her off. We're good. Alright, yeah, looks like Zim's gonna be slightly more on cycle than Kieran. Sorry, I'm just gonna try to say Colin from now on to avoid confusion.
Did get Zim 2 to 3 seconds back against Cullen, however.
It looks like they're both good on shiny objects.
Yeah, shinies did not seem to be a problem for either runner today.
Yeah. Wonder if Kieran's gonna go for the
Cutscene skip?
No, the Thunder Tiki's down here.
I believe usually skips them. Missed his jump. Normally he'd go for the cutscene skip on that taxi pad, but it appeared that he didn't get the double jump in time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always a good stack to get, like just in case you're feeling like you have two little shinies. Let's see if Zim goes for it. Yeah, he's going for it. It's really difficult to get it from the corner, or like to get into the taxi pad from the corner. It's way easier to get it to like go like straight on into the taxi pad from like the front of it.
See if Cullen opts to go for billboard skip this time. Also, Zim is ahead by about 300 shinies.
Yeah.
Looks like he thought about it, but decided not to. Playing it safe.
Good move. Ooh. That is, Zim just went for a Thunder Tiki that he shouldn't have. That's probably going to cost him, like...
Gonna be harder.
Yeah.
Also gonna be harder to manage his health points now.
He could, like, continue doing it how he's how he normally does Sand Mountain, but he's gonna have to play it a lot safer at the bottom because he could get
for
one
sure.
hit. Okay, playing it safe here. Good move. And then he's right back on track. But since he got the shinies outside of Shady Shoals, he should be fine.
Colin getting the Gamer Bowl at the end of Sand Mountain.
Smells like this.
Fairly solid Sand Mountain segments for both, for the most part.
Yeah. Ooh, okay, yeah.
Zim's gonna have to be careful here, getting the underwear to be safe.
That's a good move. He got like boosted right next to the underwear there, so that was solid.
And banished to avoid getting hit by the Duplicatotron as you get the button.
Yeah.
They recovered that fairly well.
Kieran's going for that sock. It is possible to soft lock on that character swap there.
It's very rare, however.
I think it's only happened. Like, I think I've only seen it once happen to Josh.
Oh.
Jack 1 runner, as well as a former Battle Any % runner. He did say he's coming back though, so.
Shout out to Josh, great guy.
Yeah, outrageous Josh, my boy.
Zim also going for the sock there.
Yeah. Going for the Duplicatotron.
Oh, that was a pretty shaky chuck minute by Colin there, but he did a good job of avoiding it.
That one was kind of sus. Alright, I just gotta tell my mom I'm still commentating this.
Anyway, while Jack goes to talk to his parents, we are going to watch Cullen go into Industrial Park now. Zim deciding to take his time to wait for the chuck. That's pretty safe and smart, especially in a tournament match. This could potentially be a turning point too, especially depending on how each player's phase 3 goes. And like I always say, and I have said this many times before, it is very important to stay fully alert during Industrial Park. Because
I'm back.
welcome back, Jack.
Yikes! Looks like SpongeBob's in for a rough ride.
Any moment you take your eyes off of Robopat, you could potentially get hit.
Yeah, although it seems like.
Great barrier
Wait.
reef.
Yeah, it looks like Zim's just gonna kind of hang on this platform, and then Colin's doing the strat where you go to the back of the side, or no, Industrial Park area, hit him there. Also, Curtis, that is true.
Around you go.
Clip that.
Phase 1 looking pretty good for both players so far.
Robot better change tactics and fast.
See how phase 2 and 3 go, because that could be a place where Zim could save some time. In my race, I did so bad on phase 3. I probably lost like 40 seconds to it.
It is very hard to manipulate Robopat. We do have Alex manips now, which have been pretty consistent for most players, but it can still throw you off, especially if Robopat lands in the back right, which is probably the worst place it could possibly land.
Yeah, shoutouts to Alex97, by the way. Great battle winner.
Also, keep in mind, players always stand in front of Robopat's goo that's coming out of his mouth as an animation cancel, and that saves a few seconds.
Yeah,
For
because
those who do not know.
Yeah, because normally he would have to turn all the way around the entire industrial park. So that just skips over the animation. And based on how many pairs of underwear you have, you don't die so long as you don't get hit.
You really only have to do it 3 times.
Yeah.
After the first time in phase 3, he won't do it again.
Alright.
That's the ticket.
Yeah, Zim got the box right behind Pat, before he knew that he did. So he lost a little bit of time there.
Oh, that was a doozy.
Alright, phase 3. This could This could either push the two players further apart, or it could bring them closer together, depending on where that lands. Cullen
just-
going for... Yeah, Jack?
I was just gonna say, or just like keep it at around the same distance from each other.
Absolutely. Cullen going for the old school cold manipulations here.
Down. That's the ticket.
That looks
That does it.
like it's gonna.
SpongeBob is back in the fight.
Oh, that was a good one.
Landed at a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
He's been going for the Alex strat
Go-si
and the bubble
go
bash.
around
By the way, shoutouts to 4 for that strat.
My boy. Alright. Pat's kind of going all over the place. I'm pretty sure he'll still land in an okay spot.
It looks like SpongeBob has
I've never seen him land on the left side.
That was a really long spin for Cullen there.
Yeah.
Still landed in a good spot though. See where it lands for Zim.
Lands there again.
It looks like SpongeBob has an opportunity.
Oh
Yeah, I don't
boy,
think-
all the way in the back for Cullen. That will lose him sometime, but he'll still be ahead by a decent amount.
Yeah. I'll write
Now-
down the times again.
Now this is where the routes kind of deviate. As you may have seen before, Cullen is about to go to a dream and take care of that first, along with Merble there.
Those are some good manipulations from Zim, even though like he did a few extra cycles. At least he landed in good spots. Yeah, so Zim is about 22 seconds behind. So narrowed the gap a little bit, but
Oh no! Cullen fell down in dream. That's definitely gonna lose him some time. That could give Zim an opportunity to make up a gap.
yeah, I thought he was gonna make that on that one. I thought he had enough distance.
Welcome.
Yeah, Squid Stream is pretty brutal. I feel like he's probably gonna go for the. Alright, he's going for this one again.
He's gone for that. He's gone for that cycle as many times as he has now. I think it's safe to say that he's used to it more than the old one.
Yeah.
Without this talk.
Yeah, I just didn't know if he was gonna go for the old one, like just to make sure that after landing on the tambourine, he would land on the drum. Zim's having a little bit of trouble on this cruise boost on the rock.
This is a pretty tricky rock to cruise boost off of, and it's the second spot you cruise boost off of in the game. So
Yeah, I was
Can be
about to say
pretty-
Kieran. I was
Yeah.
about to say Cullen fell, but that's not a deal breaker because he's
yeah,
swarping
That-
right after it.
like I said, that rock could be pretty brutal.
Yeah. Ooh, got the
Oh,
bubble.
that was. You could potentially fall off there, having to reload the whole level, and that definitely loses a lot of time.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Cullen allowing Zim to pull closer potentially here.
Yeah. BRC is kind of a nerve-wracking trick, just because it's very, like, all the inputs happen so quickly. Like, the L and the B inputs are literally 1 frame after you do the analog stick.
I believe Cullen does right turn like a lot of people do.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Zim,
So,
however, having some issues hitting some cruise boosts.
Yeah. I'd say Zim's probably ahead right now, just based on that BRC and the Squid Stream that Cullen had. Ooh.
Oh.
Okay, that was the commentator's curse. My bad on that one. That was. Now I feel bad.
Zim gonna have to go for the. Oh no! Cullen missing prawn skip. That's tricky.
Yeah.
Looked like he landed about a foot too much to the left there.
Yeah. Oh, I was about to say that Zim forgot the sock, but he already got that. He fell after that.
Zim
I'm going for
avoiding
the-
the chuck this time. Going for Bob Museum. Okay. Meanwhile, Cullen just now entering rock bottom. We'll probably be seeing how close these two are once we get to Dutchman, much like in Cullen and Ringo's race yesterday.
Because at that point, like the
Oh, Zim having to reload.
or no, they come together.
So not exactly a great start to late game for both of these runners.
Although at this point, I would still say it's anyone's game.
Absolutely. This is gonna be, oh, Zim getting launched off by the lasers now, having to wait for the tire.
Looks like, that if you jump too early to grab onto that tire, it just doesn't have the detection that allows you to grab onto it. So you gotta time that kind of weirdly. You're just painting like last. Alright, he's got the teeter-totter strat. Let's go.
It's a seesaw.
No, I forget where this was a joke in, like the teeter-totter versus seesaw.
We'll never know. Anyway, Zim did a pretty good job recovering that SpongeBob museum. Sleepy skip could potentially make or break the run for both of these guys too.
That cruise boost is kind of difficult getting first try, so it's pretty good.
Hopefully both players remember the backup if they do not get it.
Alright, yeah, Kieran also goes for the ground pound. Doesn't
And
fall
also,
there.
and also going for Bob Museum.
2 years running. Thank you.
Looks like
First try for Zim.
that was a really clean sleepy skip. Alright, let's see how Kieran fares in alright, looks like he can make the cycle.
Oh, same thing that happened to Zim. Rock bottom being kind of brutal to both players so far.
Yeah, that thing is so difficult to tell like when to ground pound on it. Oh, Zim's going for the fast cycle? Nice. I'm pretty sure that was fast cycle. I didn't see if he got the first cruise boost, or the cruise boost first try.
Zim about to start backtracking. We'll see if he can make up some time with a first try BRC potentially.
Good night, Mom.
Oh, and he gets it! That's definitely going to save some time for Zim. See if he can get a good prawn skip as well. Zim
That's
also
definitely
having
gonna
a little bit of trouble flipping in, but he's got it. See if he gets the trigger. First
Nice.
try. Zim definitely gaining some ground here, despite some of the best cruise boosts in rock bottom.
Yeah, they're both at 50 spatulas. So, although Kieran's going to Trench, Zim's going to Gulagoon too.
At this point, anyone could take this.
Yeah.
Colin with a first try sleepy skip.
Nice. Zim gets that. Oh, I thought he had it on that cruise boost, but you know,
It could be
just
hard
get-
to tell at that spot.
yeah, that box is pretty annoying.
Kind of flubbing the bubble bash a bit.
There we go.
Alright, he'll likely go for the Tiki stack here to get and also get the sock that he missed earlier. Oh, he missed it! That won't lose him
that
too
was-
much time, but he'll have to go
Oh
around.
no, Kieran! He got hit by the tartar sauce at the end of Trench.
Oh, you hate to see that. Very
Yeah.
rarely happens, but when it does, it loses you a lot of time.
Yeah. If he just like he can just cruise boost the rest of the way, like for the rest of Trench.
Zim could potentially be ahead after kids here. Oh, did not get the cruise boost.
Opting to not go for reload cycle.
Haven't seen a lot of runners in the tournament go for the cycle so far.
I will go for it if I need to because I know how to do it. That's how I used to do it back on GameCube. I got the first one, that's a good sign. I got the second
First
one.
two kids. going pretty smoothly for Zim so far. Just
Yeah, now Kieran's going to Gulagoon too. Although since both of them went for early Towers Glide, they don't need to go over to Larry.
we'll be able to get a better idea of where they're both at once we get the Dutchman's.
Yeah. Jackalaka money square.
Shoutouts to my commentator, Jackalaka.
The Jackalaka money strat. It is a thing.
Okay, Colin getting a first strike cruise boost. Zim meanwhile standing on a moving platform.
Yeah. Got the bad luck with the kid going to the left instead of forward.
Still able to hit the first two.
Yeah, Kieran is probably still in cycle. Yeah. Just gonna opt to go to that platform.
I believe that Zim does not go for rock skip here, and I don't think Cullen does either.
Yeah, I don't think Cullen's gonna go for it. But he did in the race against Ringo, so who knows? Oh, he might get the jump up strat. No, he landed on the ladder. That's cool. Or on the staircase, my bad.
Scaling the mountains in JF2. Oh, missing the button press.
Ooh.
Was a little too close to the button.
Yeah, that's gonna cost Cullen about like 5 seconds.
Scaling the mountains in JF2 is going to be interesting, as we have seen in some of these races so far.
Yeah. Rule of thumb, don't go for the spin strat and drain the lake. Just doesn't work.
I agree.
I agree.
Oh, Zim falling down! Not getting around the invisible wall there. Now he'll have to cruise boost off this sign, which can be a pain in the butt.
Yeah, no, that sign is like terrible for cruise boosting. Yeah. That lost him about, I'd say, like 12 seconds. But he's got it. Going for the double jump to be safe. The single jump spatula grab there is like really weird. You have to like brush up against the Duplicatotron, and then get it.
Definitely evidence that a late game can be really brutal.
Yeah. I'll go for the Mr. Krabs boost. Alright, yeah, going for the one down here. Good choice.
Krabs boost is very difficult.
Yeah.
I would not recommend it.
Oh my God, I thought Zim was about to go for the spin strat.
Slam's pretty safe though.
Yeah.
Colin going for rock skip?
Ooh, is he gonna get it?
Dang, that was clean.
And with the single jump. Let's go. Yeah, that was really good.
Colin pulling out the swag strats here in JF2, although he's having a little bit of trouble getting off the edge. Good enough.
Alright, yeah, he's got it. Hey, it's better to just make it. Oh, Zim. Alright, Zim didn't need to go for the turnaround strat. Alright, Kieran's also going for the Mr. Krabs boost. And
Krabs boost is very difficult.
yeah.
Also going for the slam on the fountain there.
Yeah.
Zim could potentially be slightly behind in shinies, but he does have Squid Dream coming up, and he could hold the stack next to Chum Bucket, so I think he'll be fine.
Wait, how many does he have right now?
Around 2,800.
2,800? Yeah, he should be fine, because I think he can get around like 100 on the slide. He actually might, yeah, he'll be fine, because he has Kelp. There's a 50 in Kelp. So, yeah, he's good on shinies.
Cullen opting the bull there, playing it safe. Might irk some of our viewers, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah. Just falling off of that platform is just soul crushing.
As we have seen a few times already.
Yeah.
So I believe Zim's gonna go to Kelp Forest here.
Yeah, Zim still has Dream, right?
Yep. After that is where we'll see them come together.
No, I think it's actually tied. I think this they might be like neck and neck right now. Because I'd say if Kieran's going to Kelp right now, it's probably like 40 seconds behind. And it would probably take around 40 seconds to get Squid Stream and Forbidden Skip. So I'd say it's about even right now.
Them skipping the leaf strat, also potentially irking some of our viewers.
The leaf strat. Oh wait, that's the leaf strat. Okay, now I know.
See, you learn something new every day, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
See if Zim gets the trigger clean. And he did. Cullen also going for the taxi cutscene skip. That is pretty difficult to set up and judge, however.
Yeah.
Only saves like 2 seconds, and most runners don't go for it.
Also, yeah, Kieran set up the timer so that the rainbow fire.
There's the leaf strat from Cullen.
Yeah, let's go. I should set up my my date so that it like lines up with one of the special days for battle.
Shout out to the rainbow tublets.
Let's go. Wait, that's what they're called?
Yep.
I didn't know that. Alright, Kieran making sure. Oh, okay. You press B. Yeah. There's like some prompts that you have to press A for, press B to continue. For the slides, you have to press A to accept the challenges, and that can be kind of like that can go against your muscle memory of pressing B to exit out of text boxes quickly.
Very interested in seeing if either player goes for the Sponge Swamp strat here. I doubt it, however.
Doesn't look like Zim's gonna do it. I don't know if Kieran has gotten it before. I'm pretty sure he has, but I don't think in a run. But we'll see.
Zim just about finished with Kelp. Now this all come down to how good his dream is. As we saw with Cullen earlier, Squid's dream can throw you off.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Let's see.
Zim gonna go for Forbidden Skip first.
Ooh.
Having a bit of an issue cruise boosting.
Alright, going for the jump strat.
Still got it.
16%. Actually, wait, now it's 16% CBC, my bad. Okay, so Kieran...
Cullen will be ahead, it seems, still.
Yeah, I think he will. Because, yeah, if Zim's warping to Mr. Krabs, like Cullen is right now...
Oh no!
Whoa.
That's going to hurt Zim.
Okay, yeah, Cullen is definitely ahead right now by about, like, probably like 30 seconds, honestly.
Oh, and Zim having to reload after missing the cruise boost.
Ooh. Ooh, good backup from Cullen to get the rest of the shinies. I was like, wait, what is he doing? Zim might be a little too early. No, he's like right there. Nice. Yeah, Cullen doesn't get he didn't get taken out by Hans. That has happened before in a race, and it's just it feels bad to watch.
So that
Cullen can close it out with a pretty solid Dutchman here. Do you think there's any chance we could see a fast break from either of these players? We have seen it quite a bit in this tournament so far.
I think they're both gonna go for it, honestly. I know Kieran's definitely gonna go for it. But Zim... Zim, I don't know. Because he hasn't run cheat percent.
Cheat percent, yeah. Or any percent IGC as it is currently called, although most of us still call it cheat percent due to old-fashioned naming standard that we are used to for some reason.
What he said. Anyway. Alright, let's see. Ooh, that was a nice juke from Cullen to
Colin. Ooh, Colin getting the camera lock and
What? He got stuck in the tartar sauce? That's actually
Nope.
that's pretty good because it ensures that you're like closer to the
Zim
the
having
gate.
some trouble getting the spatula.
Oh no.
Oh, this is rough.
Okay. Alright. At least he didn't like at least he didn't get an angle where he would get launched into the goo. Because when that happens, like you die right as the animation ends.
Colin pulling ahead pretty solidly.
Is he gonna go for boat bash? That is the question. No.
Ooh, teased us a bit there.
Yeah, I thought he was setting it up there. Neither of them got blue screens, so that's good. Basically, like that happens when you have a cruise boost, you grab a spatula, and then you clip into something. The game just like it just basically the screen turns blue, and you can't like SpongeBob disappears. It's really weird.
The run's pretty much over at that point. Like
Yeah.
you can't even go into the pause menu for some reason.
No, you can.
Well, on some occasions.
Yeah. You can
It is-
warp it.
It is very rare though.
Yeah.
As long as you approach that spatula with the right angle, you'll be fine.
You know where it always happens to me? In when I'm doing 16% CBC and I have a cruise boost going on top of Shady Shoals, like I always clip into the chimney somehow.
Oh man,
Don't
I've
go
gotten that
outside.
blue screen once before. Not fun.
Yeah. Based on like how fast Jump Bucket Lab is, and the fact that I'm pretty sure Colin needs to cash in 2 spatulas, I think he can get a 1-0. You know, I want to say I think he can get a 102.50 or like a 102.5x somewhere around there. And for Zim, probably like a 103, like mid. I want to say like 103 mid. But you know, Dutchman skip could trip him up a bit. But alright, Kieran is up there.
Colin's doing a good job of it so far. Looks like he's got this handled.
Nice. That was a good Dutchman skip.
Colin looking to close this one out, folks. Take 2 wins in his group.
Yeah. Yeah, this is looking to be a 102. Probably like a high one.
This could be a big statement victory for Colin.
Yeah.
Pulling out 2 wins in a row.
So you're gonna do the fast brain for the fans. Let's see. Well, actually, first he's gotta get past RoboSponge skip.
I'm on the edge of my seat thinking about it.
Alright, still opting out.
Oh,
of the
Zim having a bit
Zim.
of trouble with the Dutchman skip here. Oh,
Okay,
Colin
Colin
kind of.
messes up that. Or messes up RoboSponge skip.
Oh, 2 times in a row. Still in a good spot, however.
Yeah, only missed it 2 times, so that probably only lost him around 10 seconds. But I think he's gonna go for it.
He's not going for it.
Alright.
That's surprising.
Yeah, I thought he was, but, you know, respect for closing out the run like that. Yeah. Zim's warping to on top of the, or no, a wall jump in the chum bucket. This was actually pretty close, honestly. They're not going to be more than a minute apart.
It wasn't the cleanest of runs, but it was definitely a solid race from both players for sure.
Oh, definitely.
And here we are, folks, the main
Zim's going for left side.
gauntlet of ever-increasing velocity.
Left side game.
This will definitely be a 102.5x for Colin.
Yeah.
The robot better change tactics and fast.
Alright, yeah, Zim gets RoboSponge skip first try. That should be enough to
102.53 for Cullen. All in all,
Will
pretty solid, no
SpongeBob be
reset.
able to
get.
neutralize
Yeah,
the
Zim's
giant
opting out of
robot's brain?
fast brain. Respectable.
Ooh,
Yeah, respect to
close
Zim for
encounters
closing
of
this
the
run out.
painful kind.
Still sticking it out through the end.
Yeah.
Oh, Zim falling down?
Oh no.
That is unfortunate.
He can still finish it up, but I don't know if he wants to right now. Understandable if he doesn't, because that's.
It appears that Zim does not want to finish the race. Understandable. All in all, though, it was very entertaining.
Yeah. Hi Zim, how's it going?
Hello,
Yo,
Cullen.
what's up, fellas?
Hi Colin, how's it going?
Going pretty good.
So tell me, guys, did the nerves like really start to kick in at any certain point for either of you?
I only had nerves at the start, and they went away after after downtown, and then I was fine. But that start was horrible.
Yeah, all my nerves went away when I died on Dilemma 3 times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a really bad hammer skip.
Yeah, hammer skip can be kind of difficult.
Yeah,
Spe-
early game was really bad for me. And then there was the what was that other mistake? I made like another yeah, I got hit by the tartar during the trench.
Oh yeah, right at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened to me in like a really good run before. It sucks.
Yeah, and that was a good 45 seconds. But I'm glad I was able to keep it together during Dutchman's. One thing that I wanted to add, in the race yesterday, you noticed after Kelp Forest, I warped to the beginning of Kelp Forest, and then I warped to Mr. Krabs. Well, this run, I didn't do that. I warped straight to Mr. Krabs because it's a special little thing with my shiny route. So because I do Dream early, it means that when I'm done with Kelp Forest, I'm warping straight to Mr. Krabs, playing as Patrick, and you can't talk to Mr. Krabs, like to turn in your shinies after you're like, if you're warping from Patrick, it doesn't let you turn in your shinies. So what I did there was basically because I didn't have 3000 at the end of Kelp Force this run, I just warped straight to Krabs and then got the shinies, and for some reason that fixes the bug.
Yeah, I thought that was a good move, just like warping to Mr. Krabs and then like immediately hitting those stone tikis behind Krusty Krab. I thought that was a good move.
Yeah, it's intentional. So like with the way my shiny route is, I have it set up to be like I try to shoot for about 2950 out of Kelp Forest, so I don't lose like the 6 seconds from having to warp again.
Yeah. You know, were there any strats that you guys were thinking about going for, but then decided like last minute to switch it out for something else?
I was worried that I was gonna have to pull out the fast brain with how I pulled a Cullen and missed RoboSponge skip. I do that a lot, but yeah, I took my time on the final boss.
Yeah, I was worried he was gonna pull out the brain. I can't even do that.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were gonna go for that Sim, because I wasn't sure if you've like practiced it before.
No, I've done it a few times in practice, but like I wouldn't do it in the run.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Zim, you put up a really good fight, and I'm glad that I got the chance to race you today.
Yeah, that was fun. Sucked. That was fun.
Yeah, we gotta do that again sometime.
That was a fun race to commentate.
Yes, I was very glad to commentate this one. Thank you all for watching again. Thank you, Cullen and Zim, for a good race, and thank you to Jack for co-commentating this one.
Yeah.
Is this it, fellas?
Yeah, I think this is it.
We'll be seeing you tomorrow for 2 more races at 6. Well, I believe so.
Yeah, I'll pull up the schedule. So tomorrow at 6:30. Yeah. At 9 o'clock tomorrow, Zim and Ringo are going to be facing each other, and Hasfar and I are going to be commentating that one. And then
Also,
at 6:30, I'm going to be racing Pixelated Chaos. Shift's going to be commentating that one. The second one's still up in the air, but yeah.
All right, that about wraps it up. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you guys.
Later, gamers.